When was the first time you heard of the man Medgar Evers?
I can recall, as I recalled, it was some years ago as a youngster. Medgar and I attended the same church, which was the original New Hope Baptist Church, which was located on the corner of Woodrow Wilson and Whitfield Mill Road.
Now, what do you remember about that time as a young person going to church with Medgar Evers?
Oh, as a matter of fact, his wife was the junior choir pianist. I remember Medgar getting up every Sunday, teaching about voter registration, boycotting various stores in the Jackson, Mississippi area, as well as other stores in the state of Mississippi.
Now, what can you recall about those times where, people had to be galvanized to do those boycotts and make those kinds of stands? Were there people in the community who maybe kind of wanted to be quiet, or was everybody automatically on board to try to make that change? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, no, everybody was not on board. For example, your teachers and those who served as housewives in the Jackson, Mississippi area were not on board. Teachers, because they would lose their job if they participated in nightly rallies that was held at various churches in Mississippi. The domestic workers, because they would lose their job when they was working for the white families in Mississippi. So I came from a family who fought for everything, who later on taught their kids how to fight and fight for what you believe in. And I believe in standing up for what I believed in. As a child growing up in the Jim Crow area and listening to my parents and grandparents and older relatives, they taught us to stand up for the right and do what you think is right, and nobody can ever tell me what to do. And I think as a youngster, as a teenager, growing up in that area, it did not bother me because I had the ability to fight for what is right. Even though we were not concerned about white and black, we were more concerned about education. And if you get that education, you can always fight the establishment. Yes, I did fight the establishment along with members of my family, my siblings. We all went to jail here in Jackson because as reading and from our histories, from our various classes, we knew what we had to fight for. So we decided to join along with Medgar Evers. We were called Medgar Evers children because we were the youth at that particular time. We were young, and that's who he approached in all areas to get involved. And we brought about changes to the city of Jackson. I was put in the Thompson tank, as we called. I slept at the Fairground Motel. That was our hotel. We slept on cardboard boxes, but that did not deter us, because listen at my grandparents and listen to some of the civil rights hymns, nobody would turn us around. We were strong enough, we were young enough, and we knew what was going on in the city of Jackson as black people or as black students. So therefore, I've always fought for the right of people. I would do it all over again if necessary, because we're going back. As I tell my students in college, that what we are seeing today is just a replica of what we saw in the 1960s before there were integration. I am a Jim Crow, I was educated in the Jim Crow area. I had to read books like other students that was sent over to Lanier High School. We read secondhand books, but from those secondhand books, we learned how to read because we had excellent teachers who taught us the value of an education, who taught us the value of standing up for what you believed in. Of course, they could not participate because they would lose their job. So now I am still fighting for what is right if necessary. And it was the student at Lanier who started it all in Jackson, where we threw milk bottles at the policemen and everybody else who tried to confront us. You know, you know what the problem are. We know what the problem are. No, I don't hide my agenda. We didn't hide our agenda. We did what we had to do at the time.
Lastly, because you brought up Lanier,
Yes,
and they have a strong legacy.
definitely.
We're here celebrating Medgar Evers' legacy. What does the word legacy mean to you?
Oh, it means a heritage, longevity, family, oriented. What you want to do when you leave this world. What you want to do when you leave high school. What do you want to do that can teach the younger generation, if they want to listen, about our historical, whether it was historical Lanier, whether it was historic Jackson State University, whether it was Medgar Evers. They need to know. They need to know about the legacy and about their past. Today, as you know, that man in the White House do not want people to learn about their history. It's so important that we should know about Black history and every race and ethnic group history. This is why multicultural and diversity is so important. But if we do not do that, talk about our legacy and stand what we believe in, then none of this will exist. It will continue to be a division, a divided America or a divided Mississippi. The thing is, communication is the key. I often think why we do not want to discuss race. It's because he is afraid of the brown population. I don't think that geography nor U.S. history should be taken out of our curriculum.
Any other lasting words, Dr. Bishop?
Excuse me?
Do you have any other lasting words?
No, it's just we need to continue to do what we did previously, to teach the young generation about their history. How will they learn it if they cannot teach it in the classroom? And as a teacher, I will continue to teach about the history of Black people, more particularly the history of Black people in Mississippi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.